This is the new Knocked Loose song, or I guess it's two songs, Deep in the Willow and Everything is Quiet Now. This is the first stuff they've put out in, what? I don't know, a year or two maybe? It's been a while. What I want to know is who's up right now, arf arfing, waiting for Knocked Loose to come back. Let's check it out. Deep in the Willow and Everything is Quiet Now by your boys in Knocked Loose. Let's check it out. So far, I feel like I'm watching the trailer to some like indie horror movie from like 2001. I'm saying that in a good way, actually. Like, I feel like that was like kind of like a cool time for movies when a lot of like independent movies were kind of like doing cool things and kind of breaking through a little bit in the mainstream. And I feel like I'm watching that now. Yeah, like Blair Witch, or when they remade Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I feel like I'm watching something like that. Produced by your man Wizard Blood, Drew Folk. Ooh, look at this. A lot of Kentucky right here. The Carhartt overalls with no shirt underneath. Big Kentucky energy right there. I like it. Oh, and Brian's got TikTok hair now. How long has he had the TikTok hair? Is that a new thing? I don't know. See, I like that. You know, people are into the blah, or, you know, they've maybe moved on to the ooh. That's cool, but I like the fuck. Just the fuck. The screechy fuck. I'm into that. Cool video. It's true. Fuck has become part of the metalcore starter kit. It's true. But I agree with this. The singer's screaming voice is really unique. I think that helps the band a lot. It just sounds different. I agree with that. And that's one of my favorite things about Knocked Loose. At first, it kind of like threw me off because he does have that kind of like higher, screechier kind of voice. And at first it kind of threw me off, but now it's really grown on me because a lot of bands in this genre have what I call like the fat guy voice, like the kind of voice, you know, like trying to sound tough or something like that. That to me is just so boring and kind of like stiff. And with Brian, the fact that he has like kind of like higher voice where it sounds like he's actually just screaming. And I don't mean like metalcore bands say they're screaming, but it's like a controlled like fry scream type thing. It actually just sounds like Brian is like screaming at somebody because he's really angry at them, you know? And I mean that in a good way. It feels like he has genuine emotion, whereas those like the burly, you know, fat guy kind of vocals, I don't know, they don't feel like they have emotion to me. And definitely like those polished metalcore like fry scream type things where it sounds like they took vocal lessons to learn how to scream the right way. That to me is just totally burnt. To me, when I hear any metalcore band like that with that like very safe, controlled kind of, I guess that's what it comes down to, is like Knocked Loose doesn't feel safe and controlled. You know what I mean? Whereas like a lot of metalcore, and I guess I would call them metalcore, you know, hardcore, metalcore, whatever you want to call them, it feels too safe and too controlled, and Knocked Loose doesn't have that. It still feels like kind of like, you know, kind of a little bit unhinged in a good way. Speaking of independent films, we've got your man Kevin Smith on drums, breaking out the wardrobe from the classic Clerks set. Respect. Wow. Impressive. Got Kevin Smith to come out and do a cameo on drums. This band is shooting to the top, people. Ooh, nasty. Knocked Loose is really interesting because, now, I mean this with all due respect, but like they don't really have like structure to their songs. You know what I mean? And yet somehow they're really catchy. Like they don't have like verses and choruses and like it's just kind of all over the place, but it's really catchy somehow. You know what I mean? And that's a very tough thing to pull off. And again, I feel like, I say a lot that I think bands should be influenced by pop and take something from that. And I think generally speaking, I think that's true. But Knocked Loose is an example of a band that does the exact opposite. And that's why it works, because like hardcore is supposed to feel like a chaotic, jumbled fucking mess. You know what I mean? Which is, to me, like, Knocked Loose just sort of feels like pushing a band down the stairs in like a good way. You know, it's just mosh part after mosh part after mosh part in the best way possible. Kind of reminds me of dance music. That's what it is. It's just one mosh riff after the next, and they're all catchy, and it just works. I also think, speaking of the vocals, I think the guitarist Isaac here, who does these like low parts, I think that's a big part of it too. I know he likes death metal a lot, and these aren't exactly death metal vocals, but they're pretty close to it. To me, that like contrast of those almost death metal vocals that are super low and kind of nasty with Brian's like real high pitched screaming, to me, I think that really is something different. That a lot of these bands, you know, they're just... The problem with, listen, people, I'm sorry, I'm going to go off on a tangent here. I think metalcore right now is probably the most shot, generic, like worn out subgenre of rock and metal right now. Like 99% of it is garbage. And the reason why is because they are afraid to do the things that Knocked Loose is doing. Forgot to make hooks, or they try too hard to make hooks. You know, like they try too hard to be, you know, Linkin Park, and you're not Linkin Park. Like, if you want to be heavy, be heavy. If you want to be like nasty and chaotic, be nasty and chaotic, but you got to pick one. All this like metalcore stuff is too safe and straight and down the middle. And I think what people react to with Knocked Loose, the reason why it works is because it's like, it's genuine. And they take chances. Like, the safe thing for them to do would be to say, okay, we played Coachella, people like us, let's make sure that our next song is really accessible and friendly and everybody can get into it. And whenever a band does that, you know that 99.9% of the time, that means they're going to go butt rock, right? When they say, you know, we wanted to write something that's really heavy, but also melodic and accessible, you're like, oh, okay, so you sound like fucking Breaking Benjamin now. Okay, cool. I'm out. They get the leather motorcycle jackets and try to get an Octane, and are like, okay, this band sucks now. And Knocked Loose, they're not doing that. They sound like Knocked Loose has always sounded, only just a little bit better every time. Like, this is not what a band that just got some attention for Coachella, you know, should do, right? This is not playing it safe. See, I like this. Breakdowns in the garden. Everyone else, they're still genting in a colored room, or, you know, maybe genting in an abandoned warehouse. But the boys in Knocked Loose, they've moved on. Breakdowns in the garden, people. Breakdown among the hedges. It's a cool video, too. I wonder where they shot this. I always ask myself this question, like, man, why is Knocked Loose so popular? Obviously still not like a huge like mainstream band or anything like that, but you know, for a band that plays basically super heavy hardcore, why are they so popular? And I think what it comes down to is authenticity. It's that genuine emotion in the vocals and the lyrics, you know, the fact that they're willing to still have this kind of like raw, nasty production, but still clear and polished. The other thing is, I think, as compared to a lot of hardcore, which, you know, can be kind of intimidating to people, like, and for good reason, you wouldn't be wrong to feel unsafe at a lot of hardcore shows, especially, you know, if you're new to the scene and you don't know the quote unquote rules, you know, you could actually get fucked up at a hardcore show. Whereas with Knocked Loose, you know, they don't have that vibe at all. I don't know any of them. I don't think I've ever even met them, but you know, I don't get that like kind of knucklehead vibe from them. And I think that's a really big part of it. And the creativity too, like in the video. This is cool. I'm not very good at deciphering the narrative in music videos. Like, anytime someone makes a music video that's anything other than a performance, I'm completely lost as far as the story that they're trying to tell. So I have no idea what story they're trying to tell here, but I do think this is cool. It's just cool imagery. The cinematography is really good. Kind of reminds me of Turnstile in that way, of that they have these really strong visuals to go along with it. Like, you could frame this screen grab right here and put it on the wall. It's cool. I don't know what's going on here, but it reminds me of like an A24 horror film, right? It reminds me of like Midsummer or Hereditary or something like that. Just kind of like makes me uneasy in a cool way. Uh-oh. What? Wait, what did he say? Not close, motherfucker! A knocked loose motherfucker. Wow, we have the new ARF ARF. The new ARF ARF is knocked loose, motherfucker. I'm on board with it. I love it when bands say the name of their band in a song, right? Like Minor Threat has the song Minor Threat. Youth of Today has the song Youth of I love it when bands say the name of the band in the song. I love it. Man, next time they play to an actual hardcore audience, bring your mouthpiece for this part. That's my recommendation. I think this is going to be one of the most like hardest dance parts of all time. Oh, there's a really cool shot here. Again, I don't know what's going on. I think 99% of the time when bands try to get like cinematic in their videos is just cringe. Like every metalcore band back in the day when they tried to be cinematic, what that meant is they would tie some girl up in a chair and the singer of the band would like yell at her and they would torture her and he'd be like, this is really weird and misogynist and like almost always bad when bands try to get cinematic in their videos. But this works. Again, I don't know what's going on here, but it gives me that A24 kind of vibe. It's cool. Like just this weirdo with the straw head chasing this guy down the street. I think it's cool. Okay, and so that was Deep in the Willow, and then it kind of, I guess, goes into Everything is Quiet Now. Let's check that out. Okay, here it is. Got a little up-tempo thrash part here. Brian looks like every like 24-year-old guy that you would see at the skate park, right? When I see people like this at the skate park and I walk past, I feel self-conscious. I feel like they're judging me, because they probably are. When I'm around people like that, you know, the skaters with like the high water pants and all that stuff, like the cool skaters, I just want to like hide because I'm like, there's no way. I feel so uncool around these people. They're judging me. I just want to hide. I hope they don't notice me. I hope they don't just like look down like, who is that fucking old guy? Get out of here. I'm always afraid of their judgment. This is cool. Man, they put a lot of effort into this video. I gotta say, this is like one of the coolest videos I've seen in a really long time. It feels actually genuinely cinematic. The cinematography is great. Like, they probably didn't shoot this on film, but it looks like they shot it on film. It feels like it. You know, it has that like 2001 indie horror movie kind of vibe in a cool way. I'm really impressed. They definitely didn't have to do that. They watch a lot of Kubrick movies. Yeah, it looks like that. Yeah. Now, look, imagine if you kidnapped. Imagine you were these weirdos. I don't know. I'm imagining these are like, you know, the cultists from Resident Evil 4. Imagine you're these cultists and you kidnapped somebody. You chased him down the street in your car, tackled him, put the hood over his head. You brought him back to your lair. And you're like, okay, let's see what we got here. Let's see who we nabbed. And you pull the hood off. And you're like, guys, we got Brian from Knocked Loose. What are we doing, people? Did I tell you to go out and kidnap Brian Garris? You people had one job to do. I said go kidnap some drifter so we can torture him in our evil lair. And what do? You kidnap Brian. You people are worthless. Nasty as always. That 2003 Texas Chainsaw remake was honestly not bad. No, I thought it was really good. They got Daniel Pearl, the original director of photography, for that one. It looked amazing. It has some of like the best cinematography. I don't even like horror movies, but that has some of the best cinematography ever. I wonder where they shot this. It's a really cool building. Okay. This is very Resident Evil. He found the secret trap door. I hope there was a green herb or a red herb in there. Maybe some ammo. Let's see. He's going to come out of this trap door and he's going to find the shotgun. That's my guess. And then he's going to get to the end of this hallway and there's going to be some kind of puzzle where you have to find 3 different pieces of this emblem and put it in the hands of this suit of armor, and that's going to unlock the next door. That's my guess. Don't forget to save. You need an ink ribbon. Watch out. Look, anytime you see a big open space like this, you know what that means, right? You know what that means. That means a boss, right? Anytime I see that, I'm like, oh shit, I better back up and use an ink ribbon because I don't want to lose all my progress. So Brian, please be safe, save before you enter that big empty field. He's like, oh, I thought I got kidnapped by evil cultists, but this is just a hardcore show. Okay, phew. There's a band here. Now I feel much better. The boss music, here it is.
Everything is quiet now!
Okay. Another breakdown. Nasty shit. I mean, this barn part definitely reminds me of Midsummer. I gotta say, Midsummer is one of these movies I really, really, really wanted to like. I liked the vibe of Midsummer, but the actual movie itself was not great. I don't think the actual writing was good. The acting was cool, and the cinematography and set design were awesome, but I don't think the actual movie was that good. I was kind of disappointed. Okay, we've got a little bit of a vibey part here with that clean guitar. Kind of cool. Okay. Again, 99% of the time, I would say when you see some sort of like symbol like this with the credits and the title sequence and all that, 99% of the time, I'd be like, oh my God, people, you are so far up your own asses. You think you made a movie. No, you didn't make a goddamn movie. This is just 4 dudes who look like baristas genting in a colored room. But in this case, I think it's worth it. Like, they've earned it. People, they earned it. This actually genuinely does feel cinematic. Shout out to the director of photography, and directed and edited by Eric Richter and Brian Garris. So shout out to everyone who made this. Damn good video. Yeah, I don't know. Everyone is excited about this, and I see why. This is damn good stuff. My question is how big Knocked Loose can get, because I don't think they're ever gonna like, you know, go butt rock. I just, if they were gonna go butt rock, they would have done it by now. So I don't think they're ever gonna compromise on their music. And I'm curious how far they can go, you know, still playing this kind of like really nasty, uncompromising hardcore. I mean, they've done very well for themselves. They've gotten much bigger than I ever thought they could get. So, yeah, we'll see. Maybe they'll be the ones to like shatter the glass ceiling. I feel like, you know, it's time with Lorna Shore and all the other bands kind of having a moment like that. Yeah, they may take hardcore to heights we haven't seen. It could happen. Yeah, they played Coachella. Let's see, how big are they on Spotify now? They are at 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify, which for hardcore, that's damn good. So this is the same Knocked Loose that we've been seeing for the past 10 years, but better in every way, and especially the video. I'm really impressed by the video, and the video matters a lot. You know, visuals matter now more than ever because, you know, you think about TikTok. At the end of the day, TikTok is a video sharing app. Like, people, I think now think of the visuals as just as important and really like part of the same thing as the music. Like, I don't think they separate visuals from music anymore. So the fact that they have such strong visuals, I think is really important. And I gotta say, round of applause for the boys in Knocked Loose. Well done, people. Well done.